Hi, I've been challenged to swap music application to Reaper. If you subscribe to my channel, you probably have seen me using Logic Pro, FL Studio, Bitwig Studio obviously, and some of these other DAWs or DAWs. And there's always this ongoing war about this music application is better than this one, and this one does that, and this one does this. But it all comes down to these are just tools, and you can make anything in any of these music applications. But I was very intrigued to try out Reaper again. I actually tried Reaper, I think it was like 8-10 years back, but I never really got stuck with it, so it's gonna be fun here to explore Reaper for a bit. So in the video I just want to talk a little bit about what you get with the Reaper, what kind of plugins are included, how is the workflow, how do you do the typical stuff that you do inside a music application, namely how you record audio and MIDI, and how you do automation. Right, so first I just want to say that when you first install Reaper, it's gonna look a little bit ugly, at least in my opinion, compared to the DAW competition like Bitwig Studio and Logic Pro, which is very sleek in their appearance right from the get-go. That said, we can get Reaper looking pretty good by installing some themes and extra script packages. And to be honest, it really felt like an uphill expedition, installing all the script packages to get things up and running. But then take a look here after we installed the Reaper Tips theme from the sweet Alejandro Hernandez. We just go into Options, go down to Themes, and change from the default 6th theme to a Reaper Tips theme. And we get this really cool look on Reaper. I really love that we can like expand this or contract this track header area. Okay, so after that initial setup hassle over setting up all the different packages like the ReaPack and the SVS, actually it's not that hard, it's just a matter of downloading a couple of packages and moving them into the correct folder of your OS. Okay, so after only spending about 1.5 hours inside the Reaper, I had this really cool game music queue going, and if you know what kind of game I remixed, you can let me know here in the comments. It's a quite famous game. It's something with rain in the title, just to give you a hint. But let's just take a listen to a snippet. Okay, so some of the sounds that you heard in this track are actually featured in my upcoming Serum 2 preset pack called Atlantia. And if you're a patron, you can join me as a patron at patreon.com/Gelhein. You will get this preset pack for free. But you can also purchase it for a quite small amount if you're not a patron. It's really easy to get started recording in Reaper, whether it's MIDI or audio. Actually, all the tracks in Reaper can handle both MIDI, audio, and also video. So compared to some other DAWs or DAWs where you have to have separate tracks for audio and separate tracks for MIDI, these tracks can handle anything. We can just create a new track by either right-clicking in the track header area and select the Insert New Track, or we can press Command T to insert a new track. Okay, so we have a new track here, and to select the input, we just right-click over that recording symbol. And there we can either select monitor input, we can select what kind of stuff we want to record, we can select if we want to overdub a track, and we can even set the inputs if we're recording an audio signal. So say we want to record some audio onto this track, we can select the input 1. And if I activate record here, we're gonna hear this microphone. So let's take a quickly look at recording some acoustic guitar into the microphone and into Reaper. So we're gonna activate the record button on this track. And as I said, make sure we have the correct input track selected. Just check the volumes. And we're gonna press Command R to activate recording. Yeah, so nice and tidy. Now we can look at editing quickly here. So we can just expand the track header. And we can hover above the regions left side, like in most other DAWs. And you can see it's snapping nice and tidy. That's because we have this snapping active. And we can also make fades if we hover above the top areas like this. Very convenient. Okay, so now it's a good time to talk about what kind of plugins that comes with Reaper. Reaper comes with a suite of plugins called the REA plugs. And as you can see in this list, there's the REA comp, a compressor, you have a REA control MIDI plugin, delay, EQ, gate, insert, limit, pitch effect, surround panning, verb. And the only real synths or sounds that you get with Reaper, since a very lightweight package, is the REA Samplomatic 5000 and the REA Synth and Synth Doctor. Synth drums. So we're gonna add first the compressor on this track. Now the plugins, these REA plugins might be very functional. They have all like the parameters that you need from a compressor in this case. But indeed, if you compare this to other DAWs, it looks like a Windows 98, but just to even out the signal. Then we can stack up more plugins. And another point here, I really wish we could have this effect window in the dark theme, like the rest of the application, because it looks a little bit weird. Windows 98, like I said, compared to other DAWs, when we get this really bright white backgrounds here blasting in the eyes, when everything else is in the dark mode. But anyhow, that's just a point. Maybe if you know how to turn this into dark mode too, let me know here in the comments. Right, so after that we're gonna add an EQ. So maybe we can also use the REA EQ. Just brighten that a bit and then add the REA verb and try that one. So let's select the sweet Verbo. Just a little bit, just a tad. Yeah, so that's how easy it is to set up a track for recording audio and recording some audio and doing some typical compression, EQing and reverb on a track. Pretty straightforward. Let's continue and take a look at recording and editing MIDI. Now the quickest way to bring up a new virtual instrument track is to right-click and select Insert Virtual Instrument on a new track, because that's basically gonna create a track for us and also open this effect or instrument selector. So let's again go for Serum 2, and we're gonna load one of my patches from the upcoming Atlantia preset pack. Maybe use the Laguna Poly Aftertouch patch. And record that somewhere on this arrangement. Now, when you first hook up a MIDI controller to Reaper, you need to go into Options, need to go into the Settings, and scroll down a bit. And there we have MIDI inputs, and you need to activate the input for that MIDI device. Now, another cool thing here, while we're looking at the settings, if we go to Device, we can actually reach the audio MIDI setup in Mac OS X, which I've talked about in previous videos. It's a really great place to debug if you have problems with your MIDI devices, because here you can clearly see if a MIDI device is found by the OS. And here we can clearly see that my Osmos MIDI keyboard is lit. It's totally lit here, and that means that it's active and the OS can talk to it. So we're gonna press Command R. Yeah, so cool. Now we can go into this region and edit some notes. Just make a double click on the region. And yeah, you can see I'm using a tablet here. There were actually some problems regarding the scrolling left to right. And I had some hiccups setting up the Wacom with the Reaper. But yeah, I reversed the scrolling, which you can do in the settings. But anyhow, anyway. So here we can right click and select notes. You can move these notes. You can also insert notes, just like so, and make a double click to remove notes. And if we add a note, we can also control the velocity instantly on the note. So it's actually quite quick to edit in here. So let's select some of these notes and press the quantize button here. And we're gonna quantize 100% and commit and OK. Now this is a pad, so it doesn't really make sense to quantize these notes too hard, because they are like fading in their attack. So that's just some brief MIDI editing. And of course, if you want to reach other parameters than just the velocity, we can just open this MIDI CC selector and find the other CCs like the expression and mod wheel, etc. It's actually really convenient editing parameters of the different synths. You can see if we go to another track in this arrangement, let's see, it's the choir. If we open the volume automation. Right, so you can see I have some automation here, some volume automation on this choir track. And it's a really cool thing here in Reaper. We can have these parameter envelopes, and in this case it's an envelope for volume, and these are also duplicated as copies or linked copies. It's called pooled, I think. If we make a right click, create pooled duplicate. And if I make a change in any of these, it will make a change to all the other envelope items. And this is quite similar to how you can handle automation in something like FL Studio. And handling automation with these envelope items in Reaper is quite convenient compared to other DAWs. Right, so let's make a summary here. I had a really fun time creating this track in Reaper and getting to know Reaper at a deeper level. And by all means, I'm no expert in Reaper, so if you're an expert, please share any tips and tricks for new users in the comments. Right, so one of the pros of Reaper is that it's very customizable. Yeah, except for that effect window. If there's not some kind of shortcut to change that blasting white to the dark theme, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, the bundled plugins is definitely usable. They don't look great, but they are definitely sounding great. That's all you can ask, but you work with your eyes too, at least I do that, so it's really inspiring if you have a nice colors and a nice fluid user interface to work with. And again, don't expect to get a lot of sounds with the Reaper because it's a very lightweight package and you only get this like a RIA pack or RIA plugins, and then you have to find drum sounds and synths and stuff in third-party plugins like Vital Synth maybe, and Valhalla Supermassive. That's two very definite plugins and synths that you should download if you plan on installing Reaper. When you install Reaper, you get 60 days of a trial, and after that you can purchase Reaper for $60 if you get an individual license. But keep in mind, if you're going to use it commercially, I think you need to buy it for $25. But then again, if you compare it to the competition, it's a similar price to competitors. But then again, you don't get the sounds with Reaper, so you really have to keep that into the equation if you feel it's gonna be worth grabbing or not. Now I'm gonna continue my trial period with Reaper, and we'll see if I start using it more. Again, if you have any tips and tricks on using Reaper, please shoot them in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next episode. Bye!